O Lord, you have searched me and known me. You know when I sit down in the driver's seat and when I rise up through the gears. You discern my thoughts from a car. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you are all doing very well. I'm not doing too well. I haven't been feeling great the last couple of days. But as usual, I look fabulous. So it doesn't really show, but I'm not feeling great. But I hope you're feeling okay. And the world's not abusing you too badly. So again, this is really a rant because I'm not feeling well. I'm not in good form. There's a surprise. And I'm feeling a bit grumpy and a bit ranty. So here is my rant. Again, just something that occurs to me while I'm feeling sorry for myself and miserable is I remembered a thing I'd read years ago about beliefs. And I think it was written by a psychologist, I think. And I think it was a he, but he was saying that simple way of detecting what your actual beliefs are about anything, about whatever subject it is not what you say, it's what you do. Because what you do informs those around you, what your actual beliefs are. And he called it proclamation versus action or something. It's maybe not it, but basically it's not what you say, it's what you do that shows you what your true beliefs are. And I was thinking in relation to this whole war in Iran and the surge in end times beliefs. Now, end times beliefs are not something new. They've been going since the time of St. Paul, and he was wrong about them. And they've been going consistently throughout the history of the church until now. And I think the whole idea of rapture and post-millennialism and all that sort of stuff really was a late 19th century idea. It wasn't sort of embraced by the church up to then, but it has certainly been embraced by sections of the church since then. It's the idea that we're in the end times. This war with Iran is just part of the prophecy, the biblical prophecy that will hurry up or bring in the return of Christ and all that sort of stuff. But I was just thinking about end times in relation to proclamation versus action, and I think it's difficult to believe that people believe in end times when you look at what they do, because if the end times really were upon us, if the end was actually nigh, then wouldn't people's behaviour, proclamation versus behaviour maybe, wouldn't people's behaviour be different? Rather than just saying, I believe we're in the end times, wouldn't your behaviour have to match that? So if you believed we were in the end times, would you be concerned about going on holiday or getting your pension sorted or painting the garden fence or reseeding the grass or something? Would you be concerned about anything like that? If we were actually in the end times, wouldn't you be doing everything you can? Wouldn't you be bashing on your neighbour's front door, telling them about their need for salvation or whatever it is you want to say to them, rather than nodding to them over the fence as you reseed your grass? Because if you're reseeding your grass rather than bashing the front door of your neighbour, then that tells me through behaviour what you believe, not what you've proclaimed, not what you said you believe. Because if you're not that concerned and just happy to pluter along as you normally do, then you don't believe in the end times. You believe everything is continuing, business as usual. So this is a good way, I've always found, to deal with people who are especially concerned with end times prophecy. It's almost like a password that you would have had to get into your secret club when you were 9 years old. And we used to do that when I was 9. We didn't have a tree house. Nobody had a tree house. The tree houses were just the stuff of comic books. But you could build a fort out of stuff, and of course if you built a fort you also have to create a password, and of course the password is shared amongst the people who come into your fort. Nobody else arrives at the fort door looking to get in, but you still go through the charade of what's the password. They give the password, you let them in, even though you know who they are, and nobody ever turns up at the door of the fort and says, I want to get in. You ask them the password, they don't know it. But it's a bit of a charade, and but it sort of gives you a wee bit of unity. It makes your little gang something special. And to me, I think the whole end times talk, when people, certainly if people of faith and stuff, say we're in the end times, I know we're in the last days, certainly we're in the last days. It's like a 9-year-old's password to get into the fort. It shows you that you're part of the team, you're part of the gang, but it doesn't actually have any real world effect or consequence. It's just something that shows that you're the part of the in crowd. What's the password? We're in the last days. It's that sort of thing. So just as I said, I'm not feeling great, so I'm having a rant, and it's a rant about proclamation versus behaviour or actions, and how it's our actions show us what we believe, not what we say we believe. So look after yourselves, drive carefully. It's getting a bit colder and blustery and rainy, so be careful on their roads. And sure, I shall see you some other time. Okay, all the best. Bye-bye.